This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball's app makes it easy to keep up to date with transfer news, scores and stats all in the one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description. The app is free.
Hey guys, it's Cameron from the Mighty Blues. Just got back from Goodison Park. Everton 2, Bournemouth 0. As you can probably tell by my voice, lost my voice a little bit, went a bit crazy at the end. Overall, for me, wasn't a pretty performance, wasn't the best performance by any means, but a really hard-fought victory for Marco Silva's men. A massive 3 points, and for me, it was a game that we really needed to win, and we did. You know, the first half was poor for me. I think we were poor in the first half. You know, we couldn't string two passes together. Again, in the midfield, we were sloppy. We didn't hold the ball for more than 10 seconds without giving it away. I thought Gylfi Sigurdsson had a really poor first half. I thought Garner Gay had a really poor first half as well. But the second half, Marco Silva obviously got them into the dressing room and gave them a little bit of a kick up the arse. I think the second half we were absolutely fantastic. Gylfi Sigurdsson come out and he was wonderful. He was controlling the ball, he was getting it down, and he was actually playing nice passes instead of just playing the ball into space and hoping that someone would run onto it. I thought Garner Gay was a lot better in the second half. I thought Ademola Lookman all game had a really good game. Definitely deserving of another opportunity. I think today, you know, when he had the ball, he looked absolutely fantastic, and off the ball as well, he was making the moves that he needed to, and you know, I think it was a very positive performance by him. Obviously the 2 goals coming in the second half, a fantastic header by Kurt Zouma. What a performance by him today. He's probably my man of the match, to be honest. I think he was absolutely fantastic. And then a very late second goal by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, a brilliant ball in by Ademola Lookman, and a really easy cultured finish for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I just want to take a minute to talk about Anthony Taylor for a second. I think he's an absolute disgrace, an absolute embarrassment. I tweeted out after the game, you know, a really hard-fought win considering we were playing against 12 men. I thought he was an absolute joke. That man shouldn't be refereeing any standard of football in this country, never mind the highest standard of football in the Premier League. He's an absolute joke. He desperately wanted to give Bournemouth something out of that game today. I don't care what anybody says, he was awful. You know, I think the fact that he banished about 8 yellow cards to Everton players, didn't show one to a Bournemouth player. Dan Gosling was kicking players up the field all game, didn't show 1 yellow card at all to a Bournemouth player, yet every time one of our players touched the Bournemouth player, it was a yellow card. He's an absolutely disgraceful referee, and he shouldn't referee in the Premier League ever again, and he definitely shouldn't referee Everton. I don't care whether that's a little bit harsh, I'm just give me honest opinion. I thought he was an absolute disgrace today. But overall, a really half-fought victory for Everton. Look, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, it was gritty, and it was a performance that we really needed. You know, we could have gone out there and beaten Bournemouth 5-0, you know, pretty much like the Burnley performance. We went out and we beat Burnley 5-1, of course, and, you know, it was one of them games where you're thinking, okay, are we back? And then the next week after against Brighton, we lost. So it was a performance that we really needed, a gritty, hard-fought win, a win that, you know, we really needed to kick ourselves up the arse in the second half and say, okay, come on, we're not playing good enough here, let's go again in the second half, and let's start to actually put some decent balls together. Like I said, I thought Gylfi Sigurdsson from the first half to the second half, a total contrast. He was absolutely fantastic in the second half, but in the first half I thought he was really poor. Ademola Lookman all game had a very good game. Richarlison, a little bit frustrating here and there. I think he probably should have won a lot more fouls than he actually did. Maybe he should have jumped up for the ball a lot more instead of just trying to play for the foul, but you know, again, wasn't awful. He didn't have his best game, but he wasn't awful. But I think overall, that second half was a lot better than the first half, and there was a lot of positives to take from the game. Like I said, Ademola Lookman, fantastic performance. Jordan Pickford, commanding his box, coming out, you know, punching the ball, commanding his area, exactly what we want him to do, and keeping a clean sheet. Jesus Christ, Everton winning a game of football and keeping a clean sheet. What's a clean sheet? What is a clean sheet? An absolutely fantastic achievement that for Everton. And I think the whole back four played well. Don't get me wrong, Michael Keane in burst looked a little bit dodgy. You know, he nearly gave a goal away if it wasn't for a poor effort by Stanislas, I think it was. He ends up giving the ball away sloppily in his own area. But I think Kurt Zouma was absolutely fantastic. Another top performance by Luca Dean as well. And I thought Seamus Coleman played well. Yes, again, he wasn't unbelievable, but I think he played well and he done what he needed to do. But overall, it was a very gritty performance by Everton. A massive 3 points, a massive win, and the type of performance and win that we need to boost us and help us get the momentum going. We've got Southampton next week, of course, away from home, and then that big FA Cup tie against Millwall, and we need to get 3 points next week, and we need to go out and beat Millwall as well. I think this will give us a lot of confidence and will give us a lot of momentum going forward, because it was a gritty win and it was a win that we had to dig deep for against all of the odds, and with a referee that very clearly didn't want us to get anything out the game. So it was a massive, massive win for Marco Silva's men. Yeah, big win. We need to follow it again next week now with another 3 points away at Southampton. But overall, fantastic win. 2 goals, 2 really, really good goals as well. And, you know, a performance that we can take a lot of positives from going into next week. And hopefully we can keep the momentum going. But anyway, that's it from me. Everton 2, Bournemouth 0. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.